So this is the only way that I eat Brussels sprouts now. Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we have the humble Brussels sprout. And I think it's safe to say, growing up, you hate this thing, but then you grow to love it, especially if it's cooked correctly. And I think I have 4 recipes so far on this channel. We have a Brussels sprout sandwich, roasted Brussels sprouts with pancetta and maple Dijon, Brussels sprout pasta, and we have a Brussels sprout Caesar salad. Amazing. And today we're gonna scale it back a bit, just with some basic ingredients. And yeah, when this comes to the table, we want people to go for the Brussels sprouts. You know, we don't want any of this.
Oh my God, it's Brussels sprouts!
That's worse than no food.
So I think it's time to make a Brussels sprout recipe when it does come to the table that people actually go for it. And you know what? Every time I make this recipe, I end up eating the whole thing. Let's start with 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, and you're just gonna wash and trim the ends and discard any brown leaves. If you're using a knife, slice a sprout in half and then thinly slice, and you'll end up with your shavings. A mandolin is another option. Place on the thinnest setting, and with a whole Brussels sprout, just slice away and keep an eye on those fingers. Now you can also use a food processor if you have that slicer attachment, or you can just finely chop them all up as well. In a large pan on medium to high heat, add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I have to do mine in 2 batches just because my pan isn't large enough. So as the first batch starts to wilt, I'm gonna add the rest of the Brussels sprouts. Then I'm gonna season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, and chili flakes for some heat. And just before giving a mix, let the bottom layer brown and caramelize and get all crispy. And while you wait, we can eat some of the cheese that we will be using today. More on what kind later. You can fully cook the sprouts until they're really soft, or you could just do a quick saute and keep them a little bit al dente. Up to you. You can see some brown crispy bits in the pan. That's just gonna add way more flavor to this dish. Once you're happy with your sprouts, we're gonna add 2 or 3 tablespoons, why not, of unsalted butter, mix it in, and then finish with a squeeze of a lemon cheek, and then mix and give a taste and adjust any seasonings. And now for the cheese. Okay, so if someone said, Mark, you can eat 1 cheese for the rest of your life, this is what I'm picking. Crotonese. It's a cheese from Calabria, close to my parents' hometown. It's a pecorino cheese, so it's a bit salty, made with sheep's milk. It's full-bodied, earthy, nutty, even has a little bit of sweetness to it. I love it. I grew up on this cheese. This is the cheese that was always in my nonnu's fridge, which is another reason why I love it so much. And I know it's not available everywhere, but what I keep saying on this channel is to try that new cheese shop, go to a specialty shop and try a new ingredient, try a new cheese, because it could be something that you end up loving and continue to buy, and then maybe introduce that cheese or ingredient to another friend or family, and it just so on and so on and so on. And that's what this channel is all about, just bringing people together through food. And sometimes all it takes is a little piece of cheese to make it happen. Pile the sprouts nice and high, and then finally grate a generous, and I mean generous, amount of Crotonese cheese and bring it to the table. I love preparing Brussels sprouts this way, and you know what? You probably end up eating more this way too when they're shaved. And that's not a bad thing, because get your veggies in, right? If these came to the table, seasoned perfectly with that cheese, they're so buttery, I'm definitely grabbing a spoonful, might even grab a second, might even just put the bowl right in front of me. So I hope you give this recipe a go, and as always, the full recipe is in the description link below. Please like and comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and until next time, ciao.